All right, what's up, guys? We just got out to the course. Today we're gonna do a little mystery box challenge. So how it's gonna work is I've got this big old mystery box over here from Dynamic Discs. There's 9 discs in here. It's a variety of drivers, mid-ranges, and putters. I don't know what the order is, so how we're gonna start it off is we're gonna use whatever's in there for the drive and the upshots, and then anything within circle 1, we're gonna use my personal putting putters. And that is until we get a putter. And then whatever putter it is, that's what I'm putting with for the rest of the round. These are the only 9 discs, except for my putting putters, that I get to use. We're going to play the front 9, just how I described, and then the back 9, it's going to be whatever I want to throw within those discs. But real quick, I'm going to get a warm up. So. All right, guys, we're about to start. As you can see, there is nothing in the bag. So first disc is a Ricky Wysocki Felon. I actually love the Felon. It is one of my favorite discs. I don't know. I think this one's going to be a lot more overstable than the Lucid Felon I'm used to throwing. But this is a 336, pretty much dead straight. I'm going to do a little bit of a force over aimed at these trees over here to the right. Let it flip up and fade off. And I say I'm going to force it over, and I did not. We're getting up here. I did forget to bring a mini, so we are going to just play it where it is. This is pretty casual. Honestly, I'm kind of going to do like a step putt, but with the Felon, again aimed over at these trees. All right, we are just outside of circle 1, so I am going to have to throw my Felon. I'm probably going to run it, so I'm looking to save par right now. It's not real far though. Oh, that was so close. All right, we're going to take +1 on the first hole, which is a little sad because this is a relatively easy hole. All right, +1. I would like to say this course I normally shoot between -2 and +3. With these discs, I'd like to say my line's +5. I'm definitely not the best player in the world, but Felon is going in the bag. This one's pretty easy. It's 245 to the pin, pretty much dead straight. We do have some people playing tennis or pickleball over here. I'm going to be a little careful, try and keep it low. Next up is going to be an Escape from the 2014 Trilogy Challenge. No, 2024 Trilogy Challenge. Growing disc golf since 2014. If I remember right, the Escape is a overstable driver. We're going to go with a standstill, let it crash in. That's going to hit the fence. Good little roll though. Again, we're going to be close to circle 1. Probably just outside though, if I had to guess. All right, so I'm getting up to the disc. I'm going to step it off again just to make sure, but I do think I am 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. Oh man, I am about 3 feet short of circle one, or long of circle one. So we're gonna be putting with the Escape again. All right, we're a little high. We are inside of circle one now. That is the bonus. A little bit of a headwind putt. That's embarrassing. That's even more embarrassing. Holy cow. I don't know. Don't have anything to say. We're +2 through 2. Not the start we wanted, but there's definitely a few birdie opportunities coming up. This next hole is one of them. So this one is a little deceiving. It's 259 to the pin. It's dead straight for pretty much the entire time, and then it cuts off really hard left. It's so close to those trees. It's actually crazy. And then there's OB coming up. So normally the plays just go a little short. We're gonna be throwing a mid-range. I don't know what this is. Okay, we have an EMAC Truth. Look at the stamp. I like this little Christmas Santa Claus. It's really cool. EMAC Truth, a little overstable. I'm just honestly gonna put it straight. That is gonna be a little far. Oh, that was such a good throw though. All right, so we are definitely long of circle one. It is pretty close. How close we are to this OB. This OB is these blocks here down the entire time. I am inbound, so we're gonna take it from here. Another little headwind. A little loftier bid. We can definitely putt from there though. Just honestly really hoping for a birdie from where we were at. Normally I try and land about right here-ish. Just pushing it straight, because again, look how tight this is. OB's right there, tree wall right here, and basket dumps off really hard. That's how we putt. I'm 1 for 3 at these putts, which is not good, but EMAC Truth, because it's only 342. But OB are all these parking squares and then the road, and it's just really open. Normally there's a lot of wind on this course, so it just takes it straight over. What's the next disc we're gonna be getting? What is this? Connaught? I don't know if that's how you say that. I've never heard of this disc. DD. After a short intermission, I realize I'm really dumb. This is a Convict. The V looks like a U. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a little bit of an overstable driver. Never thrown a Convict before. I am a little nervous with these cars. I'm going to put it out towards the left and just let it go. We do have a tailwind right now. Tailwind is not ideal for this. We're going to see what happens. Stay in bounds. Don't skip. Okay, we are out of bounds. That is what normally happens to me on this hole. That's not good. Walking out here, the disc rolled a little bit, but I believe we went OB before the sign. I'm gonna say we went OB right here. I'm gonna take a meter in from the road and play for my bag-ish. Walking back, we have a more dramatic tailwind. Again, not ideal for this throw. I think we're gonna go a little standstill throwing kind of ish. Nose up. A little soft bid maybe, really hard bid, okay. Go way long. I guess I'm just too strong for my own good. I don't know. All right, we're playing this as on the edge of circle one, so we are putting from it. This is for bogey. Nice little uphill headwind putt. Love that. We're gonna sail it off. Taking more than a 4 on this hole hurts me a lot. Mostly my pride and ego, but right now we are 4 over through 4. We set the line at 5. It's not where we want to be at. This does play, depending on the disc, I think this plays as the easiest birdie hole on the course. What are we getting? Ooh, low. Okay. Bacon topped harp. This is sweet. I played with Jacob Lauber the other day, and he loves harps. He really, really does. I wasn't sure if we were going to get any West Side or Latitude 64 discs, so this is really cool. This is honestly probably one of the best discs I could have gotten for this. I haven't thrown a harp in a while, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to push it the full 300. So we are going to be putting with this for the rest of the round as well. Which that is a good throw. I think I'm a little short. Luckily, we are going to be putting with this harp from now on. And we are in putting range. We're still outside of circle one, but I think I can give this a decent bid. Yeah, little roll down the hill, but that's still going to be par for us. I really wanted the birdie because it would help us tremendously. Honestly, this is a hole that we needed on. But I'll take a par. Anything is better than a bogey. All right, so we are up to 5 discs in the bag. I think they just fell over. This is 317 to pin. It is a lot harder than it looks. It is dead straight, but the road over there is OB, and then these little parking bricks all along are also OB. So the only safe is to the grass, and then the grass on the other side. This is a hole I'm honestly not familiar with for one reason, and that is the softball girls park all over there. So this is a hole I have to skip most of the time. But next disc is a Ricky Wysocki Raider. Okay. Since we are throwing from OB, if I don't make it across this line first, I have to re-tee. So I'm really trying to push it to the left and let it come back in, and I want to land a little short on this side of the road, I think. I'm fine with that. I like where that's at. This is honestly, I know I'm short, but this is where I wanted to be, so I know I can get up and down for par. From here, if you just go a little too long, there's grass on the other side that's still technically OB, and it catches on that a lot. So I'd much rather be a little short on this hole than long. And that looks like we should par. Do have to putt with the harp. landed in a pretty good spot. Definitely inside circle one. It's par. All right, guys. After a short intermission, we are what up? Four through five, six, 4 through 6. We're up 4 through 6. We need to pretty much par out. The hole we're playing is 341. It is honestly probably the prettiest hole on this course. It is also, I want to say, one of the harder holes. I wouldn't say it's the hardest hole. It's the only hole I haven't birdied on this course, though. I would say it's the hardest to birdie. There's pretty much 2 lines. There's one straight down the center, middle fairway, and then it comes off to the left. A lot of people like to go big hyzers around this first light post. There is a Mando on the big light going into the softball field. So we're going to be throwing mid-range. I'm just going to go dead straight and hope something happens. And that might be past the Mando. No, we definitely still have a look to get back around. All right, so we're definitely safe to the Mando. We do have a weird shot here. 50 up and around. I'm going to try and throw it up kind of high. Or maybe, I guess I could go with a 4 hit now. Yeah. Honestly, that's kind of what I wanted. I didn't really have a good line, a good shot. So real quick, I'm going to step it off and see where we're at. Right here. We are inside of circle one. It is a uphill putt though for par. Gonna be going back at it with the harp. Okay, that sums out how today's going. We're gonna take a bogey here and try and get some pars and some birdies coming up. If we par out, we hit our line. We have an audience now. Huh? It is. So this one is 216 to the pin. And honestly, my line depends a lot on the disc I get. There's a really good right-hand backhand line. If I could get something flippy, I could definitely take the left route too. Ooh. This is a Evader. So Evader is a little more of an overstable disc, so we're going to go to the right side. Okay, we're in. Definitely in a weird spot. Released a little bit early, so we're to the left of the tree, but we're still over the water carry, which is nice. It's definitely not a far throw. I was really hoping for something flippy. Everything we got out of this so far has been overstable. So yeah, we're gonna go something like this. Just try and get it under the basket. And we hit a little branch, but we're still definitely within a putting range. Something I'm confident in doing. Going back with the harp, because we've only got one putter. and everything else has been the same overstable drivers pretty much. This is a hole I always want to birdie, but I'm not upset if I par just because of the water carry in the trees. I will say the harp, I don't know if it's the fact that I'm throwing a harp or I'm putting with the harp or the fact that it's a premium plastic harp, but it bounces off these chains really weird. I could see this being a throwing putter, not a putting putter. But all right, so this is another one that depends on the disc. If I get something that's another driver like we've gotten, I'm going to play it low on this right side and let it skip up. If it's anything else, I'm really hoping it's understable, something I could put up, maybe get flat and let it come into the basket. If you can see the basket, it's just tucked behind that last tree. That's what I'm hoping for. Last disc of the challenge. Ooh, this is cool. This is a slammer. Overweight, not suitable for sanctioned play. So I can't throw this in tournaments, but look at this slammer. This looks awesome. The Raptor Eye Sake Bomb Slammer. I've had one Sake Bomb Slammer and I lost it playing a dice game of over some water. I had a forehand a putter and it went about 5 feet short of the other side. I don't know what I want to do here. I think with how beefy it is, I'm just going to throw it under and try and get it to come up. And I did trim the tree for the next person, which is solid. I got to get up and down for par here. I can't take a bogey on this hole. This is a hole that honestly you really hate to bogey. So I'm going to try and get up and down here. I don't know. I think I'm going to go through the gap with a little lefty forehand. Okay. I made the initial gap, but I hit a branch. And I'm outside of the circle. I'm going to have to make a weird putt here with the slammer. Oh, off the top, man. That's not fun. So if I hit this putt, we're 5 for 9, right at the line we want to hit at the end. So we got a par out for the back 9. Bogey on this hole is a little embarrassing, but we have reached our goal. With the mystery box, we have 9 discs to play the rest of the course. We're going to start on another water hole. But I did feel a little closer. This is a truth. This is a regular truth, not an EMAT. The stamp makes it really hard to find. With the truth, I'm just going to try and throw it pretty straight over the water. 238, nothing real crazy. Oh, that's so good. Go in. I was so close. So close. If I can make that putt, we'll birdie. We need another birdie. That one felt good. That is a hole I needed a birdie. It's just a little short coming in right here. Landed here. If I pushed another 3 foot, definitely would have hit chains at least. So 445 to the pin, par 4. For most people, this would be an eagleable hole. For me, it is a birdieable hole as long as I don't go OB over that fence. For that, part of me wants to go truth. What was this? Convict. Everything I got was overstable, which really It's unfortunate because we don't have any wind anymore. Scape is super lightweight. Got a Raider. I think I'm going to go with the Truth again. I'm going to go with the Christmas guy. A little Christmassy. I like to be festive even in the summer. I sing Christmas music year round, do you? We're going to rip this down the fairway. That's a good flight out of it, for me at least. Center fairway, probably 250. If we had more of a headwind, I would definitely have thrown one of the drivers. I just don't trust myself with how overstable everything I have is going OB. From what I've learned, and the only tournament I've ever played in, which was yesterday, play safe. So something like this, if I can get center fairway, I'm pretty happy, to be honest. It's a lot better than going OB, throwing for birdie from that light post. So we definitely pushed 300, maybe a little past 300. So I'm going to throw a convict around the right side, let it come in. From a standstill. This is a disc I definitely think I can push to flat if I need to. This is not the shot for that. So that will get us up and down for a birdie shot. Should be just past that far tree, which is where I wanted to be. I know I could throw my harp there, but you got to get a feel for all these discs while I'm out here. I don't know if any of these will end up making my bag or not, but we'll see. If this is not parked, I don't know what is. But as close as I can get to the basket. Honestly, putting with the harp has made me so grateful for the judge. I think the harp is an amazing throwing putter, not for me for putting. Next tee pad's pretty close. We're right here. This is a pretty easy hole unless you play OBs. OB can play a huge factor in this one. So these white stakes come out and make a square shape around the actual golfing green. We gotta get past that. 285. I think I'm going to throw, honestly, the convict again. I think I can really rip on this and push it flat. That's not flat, but it is safe. I see where I'm at. I can definitely get up and down from par from there. And honestly, I can definitely give it a birdie run. We are losing light pretty quick, so we're going to try and run through these last few holes. We just barely missed it, which is sweet. I'm going to give this a little birdie run, soft bid, try and leave it close. Definitely short. That was dead center on the chains. I had to double check, make sure this guy was filming over here. Next tee pad is also really close. Right now we should be 3 up through 12 with those last 2 birdies we've gotten, which is pretty sweet. I'm going to throw the evader up past that stuff and just let it go. See where we can get. That's a pretty good spot. We are pushing the OB, so we're going to have to check where we're at if we're touching this line. This line right here is going to get planted with some grass, some tall grass, and that's going to show the OB here, which makes this hole a lot more difficult than it looks. We're getting up here. We are right on this OB line. I'm going to call it in, and I'm going to take relief because I can't stand OB to putt. We're going 1, 2. No, we're going to take it this way. 1, 2, 3. Drop it. Give ourselves a look. I'm gonna go with the slammer. Little flex, I guess force over. I'm not sure what you would call this. Pretty close to what I wanted. We're gonna be taking par on this hole as well. We're off to a rocky start. But we're on a roll now. I like where we're at. We're moving on to hole 14, which 14 is also definitely birdieable. I know I put the line at 5 over. I would really like to hit even. I think that'd be really cool, especially with how we started. So this one is a 270. It looks easy on camera, I think, but if you see where we're at right here, 2 trees right in the way. I think if I can get a similar line to what I had last time, throwing the Vader again up through that gap. I like that throw. It's not close enough to guarantee a birdie or anything. We're not parked, but we can definitely try and get a little step putt. Try and get it in there. Definitely outside the circle, and I said step putt, but I really only step putt from like 100 and in. Here I just give it a little more juice. I'm not afraid of going behind with that fence. Money. That's a birdie right there. That is from 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 meters, so almost 40 feet, which is pretty sweet with the harp. I take back everything I said about it. This is the best putting putter ever. So this one is 217 to the pin. We have road is OB, parking area is OB, and we have a Mando. Normally this is a flippy mid-range or putter. The Truth is the closest thing to that. I'm gonna throw the Christmas Truth and see what I can do with it. Okay, I ripped that really far. A lot farther than I needed. I can definitely get up and down from there. That is probably the distance I would step putt in. With the harp, probably just try and get it close to the basket. Definitely don't want to run this one with how far it is. Plus, road is OB, and there's a ditch. We're gonna try and get this under the basket with the slammer. That works. I went really high, trying to use the stability of the slammer against itself and put it right next to the basket for par. So with the birdie on the last hole, we're 2 over through 15. Going on a 16, which is just right over here. Probably gonna throw the harp. This one's 269 to the pin. Mando on the left light post. We're gonna throw it at that light post far down there. Just let it come in. Oh, let's try and get this down there. I like that. A little low. Definitely birdieable range. Worst case scenario, we're going for par. So I left my bag at the next tee pad. We walked right past it. Right here, just a little short. We're 3 under our goal, 2 over par. I'm gonna give it a little run. I think if I threw it a little higher, we would have been right under the basket. We tickled the chains. Dead center, goes right through. Again, harp, amazing putting putter. I love it. I've always loved it. Honestly, I do really think it's a great throwing putter as well. 361 to the basket. This does play as one of the harder holes. I'm contemplating between, should I throw the escape? I haven't really thrown the escape. I'm not going to throw the escape. I've only thrown it off the tee once. It's going to be the escape or the convict. I want to throw the convict because it's pink. We're going to push it out over the OB, let it come back in. Okay, no, we're not. We are sitting in bounds, just barely. It's one I can definitely tell from here. It is very close. We're going to have to get it up close to the basket and try and stay par here. Man, I'm just barely in bounds. This is sweet. Not as far as I wanted to go. I'm right by the tee pad for hole 18. But if you look at this, we're right here. I'm going to try and throw this in with the harp. You know what? We're going to go with the slammer. Because it looks pink, it looks cool, and it needs more recognition. It looks so cool. We can putt from there. We can definitely putt from there. Try to go a little nose up and softer, and I just threw it a little left. I'm going to leave my bag over here again. We're just about wrapped up with this course. Not exactly sure how the pros can like actually spin it like this and keep it going. Just have to respin every single time. Picture perfect. That is exactly where I want it to come in. This is the last hole, 300 dead on. We got one tree in the way. It used to be two. Pretty happy about that. Normally I like to hang it over the right side. I did give it a really good ace run the other day with a Raider. It was a Raider hybrid. I don't know if I can get the regular Raider there. This is that. That sounds sick. Let's get it there though. Pour the coffee. Pour the coffee. Definitely swooped on that. Not where I want to be. Not a problem I've had recently either. I think so. A couple weeks ago, I took everything above a 9 speed out of my bag, or above a 10 speed out of my bag, just to work on my fairway game. And I think those distance drivers are just giving me a hard time because I end up swooping on them. But all right, we're definitely within some sort of a putting range. All right, I'm gonna throw a harp. Not really afraid of going long. I'm just gonna give it a nice little chance, soft bid. That's definitely a distance I can putt at. All right, for my putt, I'm gonna throw it in with the Saki Bomb Slammer. I know he's not on the team anymore, but this disc really need to be made, or this stamp really needed to be made on some other slammers, because this is just so pretty. It really is. All right. Well, that is a par for us. So that's going to wrap us up for the round. We shot 2 over par, 3 under our line. Our line was 5 over. And honestly, with how rocky the start, how rough of a start we had, pretty happy with that 2 over. Definitely should have been some birdies on the front 9 that didn't happen. But I had a lot of fun making this video. If you guys want to check out some more of my stuff, pretty new to the app. So drop a like, maybe subscribe. Thanks.